Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make a buying decision. Now, all of the business details, which include the type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included in the sale can be found on the business listing. To view this information, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And if after listening you want to take an even deeper dive into the business to perform your due diligence before potentially purchasing this business, you can unlock this listing to look through all of the business information, which includes the domain, the products, the P&L, and more. So can you tell us a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
When I was 16 years old, and I'm now 23, I started my first dropshipping store. I used to sell jewelry and a variety of other accessories. I then started building different stores as I got older, trying to make as much money as I can as, a teenager. I would literally go to my library during my off hours and grind as much as I can in my library, just trying to make it and not work a 9-to-5 job as a young kid. And then I finally built this business here, which really took off for me and was our first real major success. I've been doing this for around 7 years now, and I gotta say that I absolutely love e-commerce. Now, how did I come up with this idea to start this business? Well, I'll be completely honest with you. It was a market that I figured would be really good to get into. And to be quite honest, as a 20-year-old back in the day, 3 years ago, and having a male founder run this type of company was a little out of the ordinary. And now I didn't necessarily do a lot of customer demographic research. I saw a lot of other dropshippers or e-commerce brand owners selling similar products in this niche. And I even knew somebody that was selling a similar product to what we're selling today, and they were absolutely crushing it with their store. And I said, if these people can sell this type of product, I 100% can sell this product even better than they can, because I learned marketing in school. I got a bachelor's degree for marketing management, and I've also been running these businesses using marketing as my main skill to grow these businesses. So I figured if I have more expertise than these guys and they're doing this well, I could definitely take it out of the water and just blow it up. And that's exactly what I did with this business.
So why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
Like mentioned, as two male founders running this type of business, I want to be able to get up in the morning and actually enjoy something that I want to sell. So in this particular niche, I'm not very passionate about it. And I want to move on to something that I could actually be super excited for when I wake up. I want to do really big things in this world, and I want to be able to make an impact. And by selling these types of products that I'm selling right now, I feel like it doesn't really fit with my overall future goals. Although this business is very profitable and it's producing a lot of money for us, I'd rather sell this company, use the money we get, and do something that's very meaningful to our lives.
What did you learn from building this business that worked for you? Or what do you think contributed to the success you experienced with this business?
I would say the biggest skill set to actually run this business is marketing. Because we understand content marketing so well, we were able to build a whole business around it. And that was being on multiple different marketing channels. And coming from a content background where we actually do have a YouTube channel where we talk about e-commerce, we know a thing or two about content and specific things that go into it that make a viral video or make a video that's worth watching. And again, I even come from a background of video editing back in high school. I took multiple courses, and even in university, I had courses that taught me about video editing, and not even just that, but like how to frame a video, how to do all these things that make a good video. And both me and my partner were able to put that information, put those learnings into our work and really understand creative, especially direct response. I would say as well as inventory management and just making sure that, when we do sell out of a specific SKU, that we're able to fulfill it right away, or we know exactly what quantities to get. Again, this business doesn't take a lot of time to manage, which I will get into in the next point. But I'd say for the most part, as long as you understand what a good marketing creative looks like and you're able to put it on specific platforms that you may know of, you will easily be able to scale this business like even more to where it's at right now.
Got it. So was there anything you tried that didn't work out as well?
Just like how some companies really succeed because they have a high average order value, and that way they're able to spend more on ads because they can get a higher cost per acquisition. There's businesses like ours that rely more on direct traffic and organic marketing, and specifically viral marketing. So we've tried Facebook ads in the past as like a main like revenue source back in 2020. And we found that because we know our numbers so well and we know our margins, we're just going to end up getting a cost per acquisition that's just at the break even point, if not a little bit less than that. So we're a little bit profitable. And we found that if we were to scale that channel, it probably wouldn't be as viable or as successful as if we just scaled what's working right now. So we know that if we're on like Facebook, like that side of things, it hasn't really attributed too much to our success as well as the other platforms we've used in the past. So that is something that kind of really didn't work out well for us, was really like scaling with Facebook ads. Although it can work if you find the right creative and the right sort of like offer that maybe can give you a little bit more of like a higher average order value to increase your margin and increase that, that CPA that you're looking for. We just know that there's other ways to make our business grow and grow the revenue top line.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
Work required. So like previously mentioned, this business is honestly taking about 5 hours a week to manage between me and my partner. So as two people, it takes us 5 hours collectively to run this business. And I'll tell you why. Number one, everything is automated. So customer service, order fulfillment, even the marketing itself, everything is taken care of for us. We've built a system that lets us basically keep our hands off the keyboard and off our screens, and it prints money every single month. And it took us a while to do this. We are 1 year, 2, and now even year 3, we've learned from our mistakes and we've learned how to optimize specific skills and systems. So now we're able to take all those things that we used to pay for and basically automate them for a much cheaper rate and still get the same results, if not better than what we used to get. So some basic things that you will do in this business is number one, inventory management. That's just basically, seeing how much we've sold and basically forecasting how much you'll need for the next month or for whenever you decide to buy how much. Number two, just keeping track of finances, credit cards, making sure you have cash to pay for specific orders, especially for inventory orders. Number three, like I said, marketing management or the content management. We do work with a content creator that is making all the content for us across all of our platforms. And that is simply just through an iMessage chat that we communicate to her too. And we're always talking with her in that chat message. And sometimes we're even calling her on the phone just to make sure we're on the same page in terms of what content's being put out. As well as just like design for the website. That's something I'm more involved in as well. Just creating like designs for the website if needed. Again, I come from a background of a little bit of graphic design. Even my family, I have a lot of family that does graphic design. So I've been able to get help from them and, they've been able to teach me how to, make designs on the website. But everything you see on the website is actually made by me, myself. I didn't outsource any of that. But I guarantee you, if you were to outsource it would be extremely cheap and it would probably be a lot better than what I could do.
Now, if you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
So I would say this is probably my favorite out of this whole entire interview, because if I were to take this business or even like buy it from somebody, this is exactly what I would do to grow it. So I'd say the number one thing that you could possibly do to continue scaling this business and grow it even more is by horizontally scaling the amount of content that's being putting out. So what does that exactly mean, horizontal scaling? Well, I'll tell you right now. So having multiple pages or multiple different content distributions that are being put out daily. So for example, I'll give you a really good one. Our TikTok page, especially organic, a lot of the revenue is generated from this one TikTok page that we have, all being organically generated, not through ads, but through the organic page itself. So that means that when we post a video, it blows up, it gets millions of views, and then generates revenue for us. The only thing we haven't tried yet is making more pages. And the reason you'd want to do that is because you can only post so many times in a day on a specific platform and you wouldn't want to overwhelm your audience. So what you do to kind of go around that is create multiple pages, not just one, but maybe 3 or 4, or even 10, for example. and post different types of content that obviously relate to the brand, but it's still trying to get purchases on your website. And you're still trying to direct people to your landing page, which is basically your website. So that is a huge way to scale this business, is basically doing what's working now, but just horizontally scaling it. So making more pages of it, more content. And I'd say number 2 for actually growing this business, I would say a really big one is retail. I'd probably get into, as many retail stores as I possibly could. I mean, we've even had talks with previous retail buyers. They're billion-dollar companies that have actually reached out to us offering to be in their stores. We just decided not to take it just because it wasn't something that we were experienced with at the time. This was 2-3 years ago. I was like 20 years old. I really didn't know much. So I was kind of scared, to be honest, to even take these kind of deals. So retail's a huge opportunity. A lot of different stores, a lot of pop-up shops would love a product like this, especially in this niche. I think it would do extremely well moving forward. I'd say number 3 as well for growing this business, a huge one, is trying different marketing platforms as well. So with paid ads, you could try Facebook, Google. We do a little bit of Google here and there. It's not consistent because it's something that we just haven't really dabbled into, but there are so many different platforms that you can make work. There's Pinterest, there's Snapchat, there's Taboola, there's so many different marketing platforms out there that you could try with this business, and it could definitely work. And I'd say the 4th thing for growing this business as well is just expanding the product line. We have a variety of different products on our website, but there are so many products that are supplier offers that you get lost. There's so many different ones you could put on the store. So expanding the product line, putting it to our 75,000 subscriber email list and constantly shooting them offers of new products will definitely want them returning back and buying more on our website, especially with all the different types of collections that are out there. It's almost impossible not to grow this business without offering a new product.
And what are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
So I'd probably say the biggest risk when acquiring this business is just making sure that you know how to do what I said previously, which is basically the skills required. If you don't have any of those skills, it probably will be a little bit harder for you to run this business. But then again, we're here to offer you the help needed and even train you to do that if needed. But I would assume anyone looking at this business would know a thing or two about marketing and content. So that's probably the biggest risk. If you know how to do those things, you definitely can run this business properly, entirely, really good.
And how much support are you willing to offer a buyer who acquires this business?
So like mentioned in our listing, we're able to offer 30 to 60 days of support. I am telling you this right now, completely honest, for real. You will not need more than 30 days for this business. I am telling you. It is so easy to manage and operate that you'll actually be surprised once you acquire it. I promise you that. You will not need more than 30 days. If you do, that's totally fine. We're here to offer it to you. Sometimes people take longer to adapt, totally fine. But I can almost guarantee you that you won't need more than 30 days. Just because there's such little maintenance and overhead to actually manage, you'll be very surprised. So 30 to 60 days is what we're offering for support.
And regarding the sale of this business, just confirming you commit to a non-compete?
Yes, we agree to this. We will not compete with other businesses for anything. We won't sell any other products related to this, no problem.
And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
We are looking for 100% cash deals just because this business is very valuable to us and we feel like we want to move on. We want to be able to get over to the next thing that we want to start selling or start creating. I would really have to consider the type of earnout that we are being proposed to, if there is one, but we are pretty stern on the fact that we want a 100% cash deal for this business.
Now, putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
Well, I'll say again, I think I've mentioned it a few times. The biggest reason why you'd probably want to run this business is because it produces cash flow and profit every single month with very, very little workload that you have to do. That is guaranteed. You do not have to do much running this business. As long as you know the skills that are required to run this business, you will be totally fine. It is a very valuable company that is prone to going viral and prone to growing like crazy if you do the right steps that I mentioned and take action on 100%. I'm very confident that anyone could grow this business 10x to where it is if you follow those growth opportunities, if you have those skills, and definitely have the time to run this business right now, considering it only takes 5 hours a week. And that's collectively, if you're a single buyer, it's going to be less than that because there's literally not much that you have to do. Everything is automated. Everything is taken care of for real. So that is why this business is worth buying.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which is listed in the video thumbnail and the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So thanks for joining us, and until next time.